Johnny, hi, it's good to see you again there. Now that the kind of the dust has settled down, you've had a chance to think back and look back at the game against England last weekend. What are the sort of the key things you take out of it that you can learn from in terms of moving forward?
Yeah, we've taken a lot out of the game. I think we got a lot of things right. We got a few things, we were sloppy in some areas, which we've looked at, and you learn a lot in showing what we showed, which was a lot of character to sort of stay in the fight and stay in the moment, and make sure we were able to, bounce back from a lot of setbacks and a lot of things that weren't going our way, and still be able to recover. So we learned a lot that if we can get out of that situation, it'll stand to us in the future as well. But yeah, there's lots of learnings on the other side of it. We need to be more accurate. We need to be better disciplined. Yeah, they were the main things really.
When you look at the third quarter of the game, do you look back at that now and say, we could have been better? Or are you happy with the way that you dealt with it at the time and moved on?
Oh yeah, of course. That's the period where especially at the start of the second half, we showed some great bit of play, and we didn't take the couple of clear chances that we had to go and score the try. They stay in there. In fairness to them, their defence was so they worked so hard. Obviously with 14 men, but they were in the fight the whole time, and we weren't clinical enough to take that chance. And again, if you take that chance at 15-9 up, it can be a huge sort of turning point in the game, because then they have to play a little bit more, and it can take its toll. So look, we need to be more accurate across the board, but that period especially was one that we've looked at a lot.
And just a word before we finish up about Scotland, what you expect from them. I mean, in terms of silverware, they're not going to go on and win a title or be in a chance to win the title. You've had a good record against them in the last while, but they're just one of the most dangerous teams if you underestimate them.
Well, we definitely won't be underestimating them. We know some of the big results that they've had over the last couple of years is away from home. I suppose they hadn't a good record away from home, and then in the last couple of years they've beaten France, they've beaten England, Wales as well, and did they beat Wales in Parky Scarlet? Anyway, they've had some big scalps away from home, and yeah, they're a team to be reckoned with. I know they've no championship to play for, but that's when they can be the most dangerous. They can't, because they've got nothing to lose. They want to finish as high up the table as possible. But also, any time you play a game, whether it's a November international, a summer international, Six Nations game that doesn't have something right on, it's very special. You're still playing for your country. You're still representing a lot, and we're preparing for their best performance, and they've got some outstanding individuals.
Matt, thanks very much. Have a good
Thanks.
Hi, Johnny Sexton here from Off the Ball. How are you?
Hi, good, thank you.
One of the areas that a lot of people are talking about since the England game was the scrum. There's a lot of confusion surrounding it. A lot of people are saying that 2 out of the 6 were penalties to England, that it wasn't ref correctly. Now that you've had time maybe to look back on it, what did you make of what was going on in the scrum?
I'm probably the wrong person to ask about scrum, Aisling. Look, I talked to the props obviously at the time, because I've got to go through the ref and ask for some solutions, and we weren't probably getting that detail, but it's hard in the heat of battle for all parties, for the props, for the ref, for me dealing with the refs. But look, the lads have sat down and looked at it. They feel that we can control things better from our side. We obviously the speculation about which is penalties or not, the lads feel that they can do their things better, and that's what we hope to do this week, and make sure that we get back to where we normally are, scrummaging, which is excellent. So I've no doubts about the lads and the personnel we have to turn things around.
And to have the opportunity now to win the Triple Crown at home, I think it's first time in 18 years. How special would it be to get that win in the Aviva?
Yeah, it'd be very special. It's obviously once we had lost that game to France, we set our targets on this, and it's the only thing within our control. If we can get a win, and if we can do that, then we're guaranteed a Triple Crown. And honestly, for us, then that would be a good thing. And then we sit back and watch the end of it. But we have to hold our end of the bargain up. We have to make sure we play really well. We need to perform on the big stage, which is where we're at. We want to perform for the people that come and watch us. So all our focus is on our performance. But yeah, it's nice to know if we do get it right and we get a win, that we've got a chance to lift some silverware in front of all those people.
Great, Johnny. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Johnny. Joe here from Virgin Media. How are you?
Hi, cool. Thank you.
Just to develop on from Ashleen's point, in terms of winning silverware, for the progression of the team, how important is that to get over the line, to win silverware, to win championships, in terms of galvanising the confidence you have in the system that you're playing?
Look, I remember talking to you guys, 12 months ago, longer, 14 months ago probably, and things weren't going great from a results point of view, but we're sticking in there, and our confidence levels were the same as they are now. We're confident in what we're doing and where we're going. Will silverware make that any better or worse? Look, it might validate it a little bit, but I still think we're on the right path. But we're not really thinking like that. We're thinking it's a great opportunity for us, and we need to keep building. That's the most important thing. We need to keep improving every game that we play, and we showed some great things against England, but we hope that we're a lot better this week.
There was a big impact made from the bench against England. Finlay Beanland, Jack Conan scoring tries. Going into this weekend, if it's in the melting pot with 10 minutes to go, does that give you a lot of confidence, knowing that you have that firepower coming off the bench?
Of course, that's that's why the bench is so important, and sometimes you hear coaches talking about picking people to finish the game, and they've got such an important role. I thought that Connor and Robbie were outstanding as well when they came on. Jack Conan and Finlay, obviously you mentioned, but Rob Herring, outstanding as well. Dave, I can mention all of them. They were, that was the difference, was the impact our bench made. If they didn't play well, we wouldn't have got the result that we did. So fair credit to them, and then whoever's on the bench this week needs to have the same impact, because it could come right down to the wire.
Cheers, Johnny. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Hey Johnny, how's it going? Just wondering about the match in 2010 against Scotland. Is that so far in the past that there are no lessons to be learned, or can you look back at that and take something out of it, as in expected to win a home match and Scotland come up and got the job done on the day?
Yeah, I think I'm the only sole survivor from that day. But yeah, the scars still with me. Look, Scotland. That's exactly the message. You're trying to get across to the lads. We they had nothing to play for that day. We had a Triple Crown on the line, and they came and did a job, and they had nothing to lose, and they played brilliant rugby. It was a bad day. To have a packed out Crow Park, and we got nothing out of the game. So it's they're the things that. The benefit of having experience is you got someone like that to try and explain to the lads. We need to get our preparation spot on, and we've got obviously very good coaches with focusing on the process and making sure we get our jobs right. So I'm not sure too many of the lads will remember 2010, but I definitely will.
Do you have anything specific from that time that you identified maybe in the immediate aftermath of why it went wrong for you that day, or anything in the build-up you remember that you can use as an example when you're talking to the lads this week?
We probably didn't nail our preparation. Even the night before the game, I remember a couple of things happening that were a bit off, and we didn't get it right. And like I said,
mind me asking you, what were they, Johnny?
Just the things that you would normally do the night before a game, we veered away from that. We did try to do something new, but that's in hindsight. If we'd gone and played brilliantly, we would have said, "Oh, we should do that before every game." So it wasn't the overriding factor. The overriding factor was Scotland played better on the day, and we weren't quite at the level we should have been. So the most important thing is if you come away from a game, at least if you've given your best and your best performance, if you've lost, you just hold your hands up and say fair play to Scotland, they beat us, and that's what we have to focus on this week, is getting our best performance out there. And if we lose, we lose, but hopefully that won't be the case.
Very good. And just in the background, is there anyone running a book on Cheltenham there, or how many guys are interested in it, or what's happening there with that?
Yeah, there's a few lads. There's tip sheets up on the walls, and there's Willie Bennett's leading the charge, our masseuse, and yeah, obviously it's a big week in that regard as well for the lads. They love it. I think most Irish people do. Yeah, they'll enjoy it.
You throw a few quid down?
I don't myself. I'm not good with the horses. So I stay away from it.
Great. Best of luck, Johnny. Thanks.